More
I
and
came
more
across this
women
short
opting
post on
out.
Reddit that speaks to the issue that's been happening lately of more and more women just not being interested in childbirth and becoming mothers, etc. Look at this. It's entitled, "How Can I Get Over How Unfair Pregnancy/Birth Is?" I do not want to have kids anytime soon. However, in the future, I think I may want to have kids. The only thing is that I just don't think I can see myself getting pregnant and then having to give birth just because of all of the physical changes, complications, pain, etc., etc. I'm sure you're all aware of it, so I don't have to go into all of that. I just don't think it's fair that I'd have to go through that, whereas my partner wouldn't. How can I get past thinking like this? And first person says, if my husband could carry and give birth, we would maybe have a kid. Nothing about pregnancy or giving birth is appealing to me. I honestly worry my body wouldn't be able to handle it. I often wonder how people make such a big decision so casually, especially with people that they don't know and sometimes with people they don't even like. I mean, pregnancy is a big, major medical decision. It's a medical condition that could result in your death. Yeah, I never had any interest in being a mom. I'd have liked to have been a dad, though. How much less of a burden would it feel like to commit to parenthood as a man? Damn. This person says, this was a big reason I never wanted kids. The idea of pregnancy and giving birth was terrifying to me, not to mention the changes your body goes through. I kept hearing women say, your body is never the same, so you go through this transformation and your husband gets to keep his body with no pain and no changes. Yeah, it's just biology, but I think overall I just kind of hate being a woman. Oh no. And look at this. And then the kid gets his last name, LOL, no. Aha! And somebody says, and your teeth can lose their calcium, bladder, incontinence, effed up hormones for eternity. Nah, I'll pass. Those discreet underwear for bladder control issues sure seem to be geared towards women for some reason. Ew, my goodness. Not the topic, but am I the only one that's just recently learned that there's this thing called pelvic floor physical therapist and that apparently bladder incontinence issues, oh my gosh, of so many women struggle with postpartum. Oh my goodness. You could pause and read the rest of that. I'm just skimming. I've not given birth, but I saw a pelvic floor for different, okay, so they're talking about other stuff. Let's see then. Oh wow, what is this? I completely understand the hesitation. I can only speak from my own experience, but I actually found the environment very comforting. It's one of the most positive medical experiences ever for how much I felt heard and cared for relative to other environments' experiences. So this person writes a long post, and I'm like, methinks thou dost protest too much. Are you trying to convince other people or yourself, dear? Are you? Look. Let's see. Oh, this is long. All right. Like, why is the standard procedure that like you go through? Oh my gosh, they're still talking about this pelvic floor thing. I don't even know how to close up the comments on that. Oh gosh, somebody says, don't forget hemorrhoids. And it can screw up your blood pressure in a legitimately dangerous way. I know someone who had a heart attack at 36 after giving birth because of the pressure having a baby put on her cardiovascular system. And someone says, and risk of death. You can watch the calcium being leached out of my teeth in a dental x-ray taken between my 3 boys. By the time my third and last was born, they were ruined. He's 14 now, and I have like 5 left in my lower drawer. Yay, boys. Good God almighty. Hold on. Ladies. Your teeth, wait, what? Now, I have heard, and I have seen women who have lost teeth because the calcium for the babies are pulled from us. But to only have 5 teeth left? No, ladies, is this what? Is this true? Oh my God. I want to stop reading, but I can't. Hold on, let's go. And pregnancy causes gray and hippocampal matter loss. You literally lose cognitive capacity. Oh my God, is that why some women just keep going back to back to back with babies? Can confirm my mom and grandma lost their teeth, and I'm not about to join them. if it makes you feel any better, I'm 3 months postpartum and I feel pretty close to my pre-pregnancy self. Pregnancy sucked, but my body has recovered much better than I thought it would, honestly. Well, you know, age, genetics, health, all of these things really do matter. So, I don't know. Past a certain age, I wonder if the risk is worth the reward. I mean, it is a major medical, whatchamacallit, but nonetheless, not always. My partner and I have been together 11 years and we're not married, blah, 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 blah. I'm done all the work carrying the kids. He gets named after me. Even if we were married, my last name is way cooler, so I'm not losing it. All right. And in my case, they're his clones. Good thing I like his face. Oh, goodness. My kids, 2 out of 3 mostly look like, okay, so they're going on who they look like. F that. Why should they automatically get his name? We have 2 kids. One has mine, one has his. Because history says some crap. I don't know. In our countries, they get both of ours. No hyphen or anything, just 2 last names. Where I live, that's not allowed. Kids from the same set of parents have to have the same last name. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you know, I remember when I was in Latin America, I mean, it was pretty common. So I don't know why in our culture, the woman is just erased. I don't get it, because in some cultures, it's hyphenated. They have 2 last names. And I remember when I was in Puerto Rico helping out after the hurricane, and I was doing demonstrations for people, they actually laughed at people who only had 1 last name, and they would be like the ongoing joke. So Puerto Ricans out there or other people in Latin countries, tell me, is there a joke in your country where they're like, ha 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 ha, what's the matter? Your mother doesn't love you? So it's like, if you don't have your mother's last name too, they're like, they're making jokes about you. That's the most frustrating thing ever. If I ever had a kid, you bet your the kid's getting my last name. My husband took my name, which is great. That's not what is expected by social norms in the U.S. and most English-speaking countries, though. I have my last name and my husband has his, and our children would have both because that's what happens in our countries. But social norm says his last name goes first, which is kind of BS. I did agree to that, though, because he has a super real last name, which is also very beautiful. My ex, who wanted another kid, he had one with someone else before we met, would constantly tell me I needed to get past my fear of all of this one day so we could have a kid. I told him many times I didn't know if I honestly ever wanted to have one, and that if it was a deal breaker for him, then it was okay, and I understood if he needed to end things. He insisted it wasn't a deal breaker, that he just really wanted another one. If I could get in the right mindset and blah, 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 and let those things go. I'll never forget when I tried to really explain my fears to him and open up about what was holding me back from it. And his response was that I was just, quote unquote, just being selfish and would need to put that aside for my baby. I think I'll continue to be selfish and not have one, thanks. Yeah, it's always, quote unquote, selfish when it isn't their body being damaged. Imagine if they had to push a bowling ball through their urethra over the course of several hours, possibly days, for every baby. There'd be a abortion clinic on every corner, right back behind the taco truck, fellas. Oh my Lord. Yeah, so what are your thoughts on this new, I don't know if it's new or if more women are just speaking up, but what are your thoughts on how birth rates are down all over the world, and women, with the ways women are punished for becoming mothers and the ways that our bodies are ridiculed for going through childbirth? Can anybody blame us for opting out? Are they going to have to incentivize childbirthing like they've done in China and other countries? The nation can't continue without the participation and sacrifice of women, yet we are so deeply disrespected for that sacrifice. You know what time it is.